All right, everybody, Samori Benjamin here from Alumni Game at Citi Field. Very special guest. If there was one guy today who I wanted to get, it was this guy right here, Curtis Granderson. And folks, I want everybody to know who's watching this. So, first time I met Curtis, folks, right, was 2009 when he was with the Detroit Tigers. Interviewed him in the visiting clubhouse, right? And Curtis, right, you gave me like 30 minutes. It was a great interview, amazing interview. And 2009, that was a special year. The Yankees won the World Series that year. Then, after that season and the next year, Curtis got traded to the Yankees, and that was the start of 8 straight years that he would be in New York, 4 with the Yankees, 4 with the Mets. And Curtis, another thing I wanted to say, the first time I saw you actually, when I was covering 2007.
Should I come back and do that? Right now? Okay. Let me know. Yeah. Right. We're going to be back.
You back.
Oh, wait, I got this.
All right, yeah, so back here, so you had to go take the team picture real quick. You came back. Thank you a lot for that. Folks, you've always been really great with your time since I've known you, so thank you, and I appreciate that. But 2007, I was going to say, memorable day was you were with Detroit, and Cameron Maybin had just made his Major League debut at Yankee Stadium. He faced Roger Clemens the second game, and he homered off of Clemens, and then Clemens hit him at the old Yankee Stadium. Great history right there. And I remember seeing you next to Maybin. You had been in the league for a few years then, and you were kind of showing him the way there, right when he got to the big leagues, and a lot there, man. A lot of great black players on that Detroit team that you played with. But I'm really interested. First, I don't want to keep you long, buddy. But you're from Chicago, true sport athlete, basketball and baseball, and I didn't realize that you actually started in college at first playing basketball, then you stopped. So, and you, of course, being from Chicago, having Jordan Bulls, that was your era, man. So, I mean, first, what was it like just growing up in Chicago being a sports fan?
We had all the big teams, the Blackhawks, the Cubs and White Sox, the Bears, the Bulls, everything. So, it was always around you in some form or fashion. So you got introduced to it either by friends or by family. You were going to someone's house to watch a game. You were going to a restaurant and a game would be on. So it was all around, which gave us an opportunity. If you and I just wanted to go to the playground and do something, we were doing some sort of variation of that. We invented this game called basketball. It was baseball with a mini basketball. We would bounce in the street, gave a bigger target, but just little things that we would do to be creative and try to emulate some of those players that we saw growing up. And I think that's what helped us just kind of get a little well-rounded as athletes because we were trying all the different sports.
Yeah, and Chicago is a very interesting place in terms of baseball. And one thing I talked about you about for years, you're kind of a Black American athlete. And but I remember like in 2014 when Jackie Robinson Little League went to the Little League World Series. I remember interviewing you about that. And all Black Little League team from Chicago, amazing story. Same year as Monet Davis, and you, I know, had an affiliation with them and helped them out as well. So that was special. But so your career in Detroit, first of all, you University of Chicago, playing there, and then you get drafted. So when you got drafted with Detroit the first time, how did you feel at the time?
I thought at some point at that point in my career I would get drafted, but to be honest, I didn't think I would be playing for nearly as long as I did. I thought I was going to play for about 2 or 3 years in the minor league, get released, and then go put my degree to work. Really? And then 2 to 3 years later, I got called to the big league. So it's just so crazy how some of that stuff lined up. And I was playing well. My first season, I batted .344. The second season in the Florida State League, I made the All-Star team. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be it for me. And I just seen so much talent and watched just the superstars, some of which I'm playing with and against today. I'm like, I don't know if I am that good, getting better. And I think that was it. I had to continue to find ways to keep getting better. I think that's what really helped me out over the course of my career.
Yeah, so I believe the third year in 2006, that year you all make the World Series actually. And the Mets could have been there that year too. They lost to the Cardinals. So that was amazing. You did your thing in the playoffs. Postseason, you had like 3 home runs in the playoffs that year. So that was third year. So what do you remember that being like in Detroit at the time?
You know what? At that time, I remember just, we were coming off of 3 years ago, the worst team in baseball at the time. And now here we are, fast forward, in the World Series of all places. So super excited. First year manager Jim Leland, a lot of young players, myself, first full year there, Marcus Tim, currently coaching with the White Sox, Justin Verlander, Joe Lumina. So all those young players mixed in with a bunch of great veterans. Kenny Rogers, Carlos Ian, Magnio Ordonez. So it was a good mesh, and the city was super excited about it being involved. So really cool to be a part of it. Of course, we would have wanted to win the World Series, but just getting the chance to get there. So many people had written us off prior to
You know what? So I grew up a Yankee fan, and so that year you all beat the Yankees in the first round. And I heard you on TV the other day talking about young pitchers, how it could be okay, they could be able to handle themselves. You mentioned Justin Verlander. Remember him beating the Yankees, I believe, in Yankee Stadium in Game 2, right?
Stadium, yep.
And they won Game 1, the Yankees did. And then the next game got rained out, right? And you all ended up beating them. And yeah, so now 2007, I mentioned with Cameron Maybin. Now that was an amazing year for you, my man. I just want people to understand. So you that year had 20 triples, 20 home runs, 20 doubles, and 20 stolen bases. And so your boy Jimmy Rollins is with you, also did it that year too. And you all joined Willie Mays and I believe Gene Schultz?
Frank Wildfire Schultz.
Yes, yes. So at that time, only 4 of you had done it. It's still that way right now.
We had one person challenging, Corbin Carroll, with the Diamondbacks. Is 4 triples away.
Yeah, okay.
He could possibly get it this year. Last I checked, he was 4 triples away.
Amazing. And that year you had 23 triples, right? And so that was the most anybody had in MLB in almost 100 years, from like 1914, right? So amazing season. That was a historic season. And so how were you able to do that? And you're truly a guy that could do it all.
Well, I was blessed with the ballpark I played in. I played in Comerica Ballpark, home of the Detroit Tigers, so it was big. And I wasn't necessarily a quote-unquote typical power hitter. So even if I crushed the ball, I never knew if it was going out until the umpires told me. So I was out of the box hard because I didn't want to be stuck at first on a ball. I should possibly get second and third. Those balls that would go and end up hitting the wall or bouncing around, I'm out the box hard. Gene Lamont, our third base coach, he would start swinging those big arms, telling me to come over to third. And that whole year, I never got thrown out, attempting a triple at third. So, combination, getting out of the box hard, trusting my third base coach led to all those triples.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. And you mentioned the triples and playing in Comerica Park, big ballpark. But one thing I saw is that you did not have a lot of triples at Comerica Park. Most of your triples were on the road that year. So that was amazing. Okay, so in 2007 and 2008, really big year. I think that was the first year you hit 30 home runs.
Yeah, 2009.
2009 was that was your last year. You quit Detroit. Then you get moved to the Yankees. So when you got traded to the Yankees, 2010 season, what do you remember that moment being like for you?
They just won the World Series in 2009. There was a lot of hype and optimism going into that season. I remember Joe Girardi was wearing number 27 the year before in the hopes of winning the 27th championship. They did. Now he's wearing 28. That was my number in Detroit. Joe called me up and said, "Hey, I know you wear 28. Would you like it?" And he said, gave me the reason why he's wearing it. I said, "I can't wear 28 if the plan is for you to wear that and us to win a World Series. If we lose, they're going to blame me." So I went to my high school number, which was number 14, and that's how I ended up being number 14 with the Yankees. But so cool to be there with the core four, finishing up their career with Jeter, Pettit, Mariano, and Posada over there, and just some great all-stars, some Hall of Famers, CC, A-Rod, Teixeira, Cano, Swisher. So it's a cool team to be a part of.
You know what, man? So the next year, I felt like at the time you should have been the MVP of the league. MVP of the league, led the league in RBI and run scored, and 41 home runs that year. Amazing season. You know, he had like 25 stolen bases. Only player ever. 40 home runs, 25 doubles, and 10 steals in the season. Right here, 2011 season. They still won the MVP that year. They gave it to Justin Verlander. An amazing season. 40 home run season. He had another 40 home run season the next year. So, I mean, 84 home runs combined, 2011, 2012, Corey Brandon right here for the Yankees. Amazing, man. How were you able to do that?
Kevin Long, my hitting coach over there, we worked on a lot of things in 2010 leading into 2011. And a lot of those changes started to really show the dividends as we got out there, staying a little compacted, staying tight, two-handed finish, learning how to pull the ball correctly. Everyone said, "Oh, you were a pull hitter," but you have to know how to pull it, because I can easily turn on the ball and hit a bunch of foul home runs. Those don't count. You got to keep it straight and true, and that's what Kevin Long and I really worked on. So if I had opportunities to turn and get to it, I was rewarded for it, but also used as a big part of the field as well, and I think all that added into it for those 2 seasons.
Yeah, you know, and Trent Grisham this year hit 30 home runs, and so they mentioned all the Yankees infielders that hit 30 home runs. A small list, about 5. DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, you were one of those guys on that list, man. So that's incredible stuff right there. Okay, so now I gotta get to your Mets career. This is why you're here today. 2014, you make the move over here to Queens. Another 4 years in New York, and 2015, you make the World Series 10 years ago. That was a great run. I remember that. You guys beat the Dodgers in 5 games. Sweeping your hometown Cubs, and then I make it in the World Series there, man. I mean, so what was that like?
You know what? The year before, again, we finished 500 on the season, but I always look at positive things. Technically, we finished tied for second in the NL East in 2014. Now it's 2015, and we got a young core of pitchers just come out down like Harvey, DeGrom, Syndergaard, Matt, mixed in with some veteran pitchers like Bartolo, and then you had players out there from an offensive standpoint doing it. David Wright, myself, we trade for Cespedes, we get Michael Kadire, so it was a good balance of team where you had young and old, veteran experience, plus great leadership with Terry Collins and his coaching staff. So a ton of fun to get there to get that opportunity to represent the National League in the World Series in 2015.
I just want to correct myself real quick. So that is 40 home runs, 25 stolen bases, 10 triples. Nobody has done that. This is what this man did in 2011. Okay, now one thing that incredible that you are doing, Players Alliance. After you retired, you got involved with that, and I used to always interview you and ask you so many questions about the decline of Black American players. And now just seeing you, the Players Alliance, and CC Sabathia, Edwin Jackson, you guys are the founders. It's a very beautiful thing. It's interesting because I was talking to you guys about the decline of y'all playing. We all talk about efforts that you all were doing and what you wanted to do, and now you all have retired. You guys are really doing it and doing so many things, man. So how about that? How did you guys get that started, and what did you go with?
Yeah, going on 2020, Edwin Jackson, Cameron Maven, and T. Gordon were the original founders of the Players Alliance, but this was a continuation of players that had come before us that had talked about how do we get black players together to try to provide and make change in this game. So the Dave Winfields, the Willie Hortons, the Tony Clarks, the Frank Robinsons of the day that have been trying to do it from so many different ways. Now here we are, fast forward, we're able to get that done because COVID's happening, everyone's figuring out Zoom, and it's a lockout, there's no baseball. So collectively everyone got together, the Players Alliance was formed. Here we are in 2025, really talking about that pipeline. Once you introduce the kids into the game, how to keep them in the game, develop them, so when they do get a chance to showcase, they can be as ready as ever before. And if there's opportunities outside of it, whether it's in managing, coaching, on-field, scouting, all those different areas, is what we've been trying to do. And the greatest thing is, it hasn't just been only for black players. 17% of the players we help are Latino, 11% are white, 4% are Asian, and then we have a bunch of others sprinkled in there as well. So we found that a lot of the need is still across the board for the areas that we've been trying to help.
About 3 more for you real quick. Curtis, man, okay. Now, you played, like I said, 8 years in New York, 8 for the Yankees, 8 for the Mets. I mean, that's incredible. You can't say that. You were very successful with both teams, man. That's, someone like me who grew up a baseball fan in the city, that's a dream. I mean, so what was it like to live that?
Thank you. The regret I have is I didn't buy a property here. If I'd known I'd been in New York for 8 years, I would have had a nice little come up. But I just didn't know I'd be here for that long, but I enjoyed my time here. I got to play with some greats. I got a chance to be in one of the best sports markets in all of the world and be on the biggest stage. So wouldn't have asked for anything different. That's what you think about as a kid. Like, could you get an opportunity to play in front of the best, play in front of the world? I got a chance to do that.
2 more for you. So I saw when you were a kid, were you an Atlanta Braves fan?
I was an Atlanta Braves fan, yeah.
I thought that was very cool because we were talking about the decline of Black American player. And that Braves team in the 90s had so many Black American stars, so many Black American players. I look back on that and I'm like, wow, so many guys. At the time, you don't realize it because there was not there were a lot of black players in the game then. But so that's really cool, man. And then it was cool how the Tigers team was going a lot. But how was it for you being a fan watching that Braves team?
It was TBS in the 90s, and now I get the chance to work for TBS. It's crazy how it's come full circle. But some of my favorite players were on that team, like David Justice, Ron Gant, Terry Pendleton, some of those black players you talked about that I got a chance to watch and later in life get a chance to meet. So that was just so cool to see it happen. They're a good team. Kids follow teams typically that happen to be good, and that was one of them.
It was even fun and cool seeing Deion on that Braves.
Oh yeah,
playing football, playing baseball.
Doing it all the same day.
Okay, last one for you, my man. I could talk to you all day. I appreciate you. Actually, 2 more. Today's game, some players, I was at the Yankee Old Timers Day, which we got to get him there very soon. And some of the guys really were mixed on playing. Some guys did not want to play. Some guys wanted to. How do you feel about playing today?
I'm scared to death to be out there playing, but I'm excited to be out there with everybody. We're just trying to survive, stay healthy, because as much as we love the game and we're still around it, not participating in it every day can be a challenge, but it is cool to be out here with that because so many fans want to be here to see it as a player.
Awesome, man. And so you guys are actually playing the game today?
I don't know how much the game is going to be, but we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing and trying to survive.
Yeah, because I hear it's City Field versus State Stadium, so I'm like, State Stadium guys, it's been a while.
Right? Hopefully that gives us a little bit of advantage. A little bit younger, but we'll see.
The last one for you, it's going to be a tough one. I ask everybody this. The most talented player you ever played with?
Miguel Cabrera. That was the one for me. You know, I saw him do so many amazing things at such a young age. He went out and won the Triple Crown. I'm not sure how many players are going to get a chance to do that. And just great. And did it so long early in his career, and it got a chance to walk out setting some milestones. So he's definitely the one for me.
All right, guys. A three-time All-Star, but more than a three-time All-Star, an incredible person, an incredible player. Like I said, 2011 led the MLB, led American League for sure, and runs scored, and RBIs, back-to-back 40 home runs with the Yankees, and Players Alliance is an amazing thing that he and his boys have going on right now, and of course, love seeing you on TBS, my man, every Tuesday with Jimmy, Pedro, and all the boys. Hey, Curtis Granderson, great seeing you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, for that.